Hi, it's Amy from Cakes with Faces and welcome back to Japan News, about all the new things that have opened in Japan and what's coming up so you don't miss anything. As always, I've got so much for you today, including a huge new figure shop in Akihabara, the cutest planetarium, stamp rallies, a new Geisha Museum in Kyoto, and a really useful JR pass calculator for regional rail passes. So let's get started. First, there's a new Suica penguin shop in Shinjuku featuring our favourite penguin from the rail cards. They already have a shop in Ueno that I went to earlier this year. There will be a video coming up. That one is part shop, part cafe. The new one is all shop, no cafe. It's in Lumine Est department store in Shinjuku. It's got lots of official merch featuring the Suica penguin. And while you're there, don't forget to visit the Suica penguin statue at Shinjuku Station. It's called Pensta, which I think comes from Penguin Station, Pensta. There's also a Suica Summer Festival at Tokyo Station from the 25th to 27th of July. Suica means watermelon, and the 27th of July in Japan is Watermelon Day because the characters for 27 and 7 can also be read as rope, which is like the vertical stripes on a watermelon, apparently. It does seem kind of tenuous, but the festival does look cute. There'll be a pop-up shop and photo spots and a special bento lunchbox. And the Hotel Metropolitan Ikebukuro, which often has collabs with the Suica penguin, has this penguin melon jelly for sale at the moment until the 31st of August. There is a whole themed buffet which looks amazing, but the dates are very limited. It's only on from the 10th to the 12th of August. If you want to go, you do need to book. Other pop-up themed cafes in Tokyo at the moment include Cinema Roll, Black Butler, Hatsune Miku, Hello Kitty, Sumikko Gurashi and Pokemon. There's a whole list of them on my website, cakeswithfaces.co.uk, that I update about once a week with links, dates and all the details. The link's in the description. Next, exhibition news. First, the Sanrio art exhibition that I've really wanted to go to is moving again to Iwate in northern Japan. It's all about the history of Sanrio and the origins of kawaii. It's at Iwate Museum of Art from the 10th of August to the 6th of October, and it will continue touring after that, but the locations aren't announced yet. Next is another one you'll recognise if you've seen Japan News before. The Studio Ghibli Friday Roadshow touring exhibition is now in Hiroshima. It's at the Hiroshima Prefectural Museum of Art until the 23rd of September. Hatsune Miku will be at Nakanoshima Museum of Art in Osaka as part of an exhibition displaying treasures from Daigoji Temple, which is in Kyoto. Even though it's not cherry blossom season anymore, it features Sakura Miku. You can watch an augmented reality performance on your phone, and she guides you around the highlights of the exhibition. And of course, there's special merch. There's also an exhibition about the work of Clamp, the manga artist, in Tokyo. It's a look back at their work so far, which includes Card Captor Sakura and Chobits. That's on until the 23rd of September at the National Art Centre in Roppongi. Next, summer is time for fireworks in Japan. If you have my calendar, which includes the dates of Japanese festivals, you'll know there are so many coming up over the next month or two. There are fireworks festivals, fire festivals, summer festivals, and of course Obon, which is a major summer festival all around Japan, honouring the spirits of your ancestors. Recently I've been planning my calendar for next year, so if you want one, you can join my email newsletter at cakeswithfaces.co.uk/newsletter, and you'll get a notification when pre-orders open, or just follow my Instagram, Cakes with Faces. If you've ever watched a video of fireworks in Japan, they are on another level. So if you're going to Japan over the next few months, just search for where you're going to be and fireworks festival and see what's on near you. And remember that because of Obon, the summer festival, from the 9th to 18th of August, all Nozomi Shinkansen trains are reservation only, so you need a seat reservation to go on them. I've got a video about how to reserve seats online before your trip and how to do it at the ticket machines in Japan. The other services that aren't the Nozomi, that are slightly slower, will still have unreserved cars, but remember they will be busy. It's a very busy time of year on the trains when lots of people travel back to their hometowns towns to spend the holidays with their family. Next, there are Sanrio-themed hotel rooms in Kobe at the Hotel Plaza Kobe. And remember, Kobe is so easy to get to in about 15 minutes on the bullet train from Osaka. There are rooms for My Melody, Tuxedo Sam, Kuropi, Pochako, Peckle the Duck, Batsmaru and Hangyudon. Sadly, no Gudetama. They're really well themed and you get some goodies to keep if you stay there, including slippers. Next, there's a new Geisha Museum in Kyoto. And now you think about it, it seems strange there wasn't one before. It's really great that now there's somewhere you can go in Kyoto to learn about geisha and appreciate the art form instead of just chasing them around the streets like paparazzi. Really, I should be saying geiko because that's what geisha are called in Kyoto. It's called the Gion Kagai Art Museum. It's in Gion, the main geiko area in Kyoto. It's right next to Gion Corner, which is one of the major theatres where you can see them perform. You can see kimono, makeup and accessories like fans. You can watch a dance performance, have a photo with a geiko or maiko, that's a geiko in training, and there's a Japanese garden. Next is train news. In spring 2025, there'll be a Welcome Suica app. Now, Welcome Suica is a card you can use to pay for your trains. It's the temporary version of Suica. It's designed for tourists and it lasts for a month. As you may have heard, availability of the physical cards has been hit and miss because of the chip shortage, so this will be an app version for your phone. Unfortunately, like the regular mobile Suica, it is iPhone only, but if you have an iPhone, the advantage is you can top up by card via Apple Pay, whereas if you have the physical Suica card, you can only top up at the ticket machine, and most of them are cash only. I did kind of wonder why they're making this when tourists can already get the regular mobile Suica in your Apple Wallet, but I'm guessing because it's aimed at tourists, this one might be a bit more user-friendly for foreign visitors. It's launching in spring 2025. And as a quick recap, because people always ask, if you can't get hold of a Suica card at the moment, there are other options. You can get Welcome Suica, which is designed for tourists and lasts a month. That's available at the airport, although that has been a bit hit and miss too. Passmo Passport, the other temporary card for tourists, isn't available anymore. That one's been discontinued. You can add mobile Suica to your Apple Wallet. That's iPhone only. IC cards from other regions of Japan are still available. So if you're traveling outside Tokyo, you can get one of them. The main ones work just the same as Suica. You can get Toika, that's the IC card from central Japan at Tokyo Station or Shinagawa Station from the JR Central Ticket Office. And if you have an old Suica or Passmo from a previous trip, it will still work. They last for 10 years after they were last used. The Suica system isn't being discontinued, they're just having problems manufacturing enough new cards because of the chip shortage. So next in train news, if you're thinking of getting a regional rail pass and you're not sure which one to get because there are so many, the Japan Rail Pass calculator on japanguide.com now includes regional passes. It's a really useful calculator where you enter the details of the long distance train journeys you'll be doing, and it tells you if a JR pass will be worth it for you. And now it pops up with any regional passes that would save you money. It's so useful because there are lots of different regional passes. That's on japanguide.com. Next, there are only 1 or 2 night trains left in Japan, but now, for a limited time, they're launching a new one. It's called the West Express Ginga. It starts running on the 4th of October until the 12th of March 2025 in West Japan between Kyoto and Shimonoseki, which is right at the end of Honshu, the main island. So it's an easy way to get all the way down to Kyushu and save a bit of time by travelling overnight. And it's a fun experience. On the train, there are regular reclining seats, bunk beds, first-class private rooms and family rooms. And one carriage is a shared free space with some board games. Currently, the same train runs from Osaka through Wakayama to Shingu. And in October, it'll be changing its route to run from Kyoto to Shimonoseki. I went to Shimonoseki earlier this year. It's known for fugu, pufferfish. There will be a video coming up. Next, if you're visiting Miyajima, the beautiful island with the wild deer and Torii Gate in the water, there's a new sightseeing package from JR West called the Miyajima Tipsy ticket. And Tipsy means exactly what you'd think it might. It includes the round trip on the train from Hiroshima to Miyajima, the ferry across to the island, and a voucher for beer and snacks. You get a local beer called Momiji Lager. Momiji is a maple leaf and it's a symbol of the area. And to go with it, you get dried sea bream snacks. And in a similar vein, there's also a regional train in Nagano called the Nagaden Beer Train, which includes all-you-can-drink Sapporo beer and whiskey highballs. That runs in the summer in July and August. Next is some sad news. Dr. Yellow is retiring. They're a special train that's used to check the tracks, and if you see them, it's thought to be good luck. I was really excited to see them for the first time last year at Kyoto Station. The technology is being incorporated into regular Shinkansen trains, so they won't be needed anymore. JR Central is retiring theirs in January and JR West in 2027, so there is still time to see them. There'll be special events and special merch to celebrate their retirement. And finally, in train news, there's a new train robot. It's humanoid with 2 arms and it can reach up to 12 meters high. It'll be used for maintenance and to do jobs that would be dangerous for people to do above the tracks, like cutting trees, and DIY type maintenance jobs like painting. Next is an update from me on my Japan guidebooks. They are currently sold out, but they are being reprinted. I'm just waiting for an update on when they'll be ready. This is the 7th time they've been printed, so judging from previous times, it should be really soon. I'm taking pre-orders on cakeswithfaces.co.uk, so thank you to everyone who's ordered one who's waiting at the moment. I will be sending them out as soon as they get here. There's also an update from Phil, who you know from my videos. He doesn't just eat ramen and talk about it. He also co-owns a game studio. Their first game was Paradise Killer. Their second game's just been announced and it has a Japanese theme, so I think you might like it. It's called Promise Mascot Agency. It's a narrative exploration game about Japanese mascots and Yakuza in a small Japanese town. I designed 1 or 2 of the mascots. I don't do game art, so it's not my art in the game, but I did the general character concept, including Kakigori, who you can spot in the trailer. So Promise Mascot Agency is going to be out in spring 2025. If you want to play it, you can wishlist it now. It's on Steam and all other major platforms. The link's in the description. Next, we all know about themed cafes in Japan. Well, now there's a themed planetarium show featuring cute characters from Sumikko Gurashi. I think this is a lovely collab. It's called Sumikko Gurashi, The Wide Universe and Light of the Aurora. The cute characters take you on a journey through the starry sky. It's only on for a limited time and the dates vary by the location, but it's on in Fukushima, Yamanashi, Saku City in Nagano, Takamatsu and Galax City, which is in outer Tokyo. There'll also be a Sumikko Gurashi stage show. It's a puppet musical. I don't know how understandable it'll be if you don't speak Japanese, but it's going to be on in Tokyo at the Shinagawa Prince Hotel from the 16th of August to the 1st of September. Next, I've got some stamp rallies for you. Now, as well as the regular souvenir stamps that you can collect around Japan, there are also limited time stamp rallies with stamps on a particular theme. And remember, I do have a video all about collecting stamps in Japan with everything you need to know to find them. The first is in Tokyo. It's called the Koto Tabi Meguri Stamp Rally and it's on until the 20th of December. There are 12 special stamps to collect around the Koto City area of Tokyo. To join in, you need to get this kit, which is 1,000 yen. It includes this gorgeous passport filled with lovely artwork. You can get the passport from these places. It also gives you free or discounted entry to various places, including the Fukagawa Edo Museum, which has recreations of Edo period houses. There's also a Pokemon stamp rally from JR East until the 1st of September. You can buy the stamp book from major JR East stations in Tokyo and Shinkansen stations stations that have a stamp in the rally. There's also a special edition book that you can get from some New Days convenience stores. There are various versions of the rally with different prizes if you complete it, or you can just collect stamps for fun. While the rally's happening, there's a special Shinkansen train decorated with Pokemon and several JR trains in Tokyo, so look out for them. There's also a stamp rally from JR Central to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Tokaido Shinkansen, which was the first bullet train in Japan. This one's digital, so you join in on your phone. There are some very special prizes that are much better than the usual clear files and key rings, although they might be difficult for foreign tourists because you need to be back in Japan later in the year at the right time. But you can win a tour of the construction site of the new maglev train station in Shinagawa, or a ride on the new maglev trains at the testing centre in Yamanashi, or you might even win a ride on Dr. Yellow. Imagine that. Next, a huge new store is opening in Akihabara this month. And this is great news after we've had so many stories of places closing down over the last few years. It's called the Amiami Akihabara Figure Tower, and it has 8 floors filled with anime figures. Each floor has a different theme, like popular franchises, games, or cute anime girls. It's on the main street in Akihabara, really close to the station. Next, there's a Dragon Quest Carnival in Yokohama from the 20th of July to the 18th of August. Yokohama is so quick to get to from Tokyo on a day trip or even a half-day trip. The carnival takes place at 2 shopping malls, Landmark Plaza and Mark Is, which is a very strange name for a mall. They're both in the Minato Mirai area near the waterfront. There'll be displays of giant slimes. You can paint your own ceramic slime, photo spots, an exhibition, and a theme cafe. Next, there'll be a Chainsaw Man attraction at Universal Studios Japan in Osaka as part of Halloween Horror Nights. It's a 4D attraction featuring the anime. It says it'll have hordes of zombies, screams, and splattering blood. So I guess that's the 4D part. It's on from the 6th of September to the 4th of November. There'll also be a Biohazard live outdoor horror attraction, Chucky's Carnival of Chaos, zombies chasing you, and a dance party featuring this terrifying bear called Hamikuma. Next, the giant Gundam in Yokohama is no longer there, but it will be back. It'll be part of Osaka Expo in 2025. There'll be a whole Gundam pavilion at the expo, and the giant Gundam's going to be outside on one knee in a triumphant pose with one arm in the air. Osaka Expo is next year, 2025, from the 13th of April to the 13th of October. And tell me in the comments if you're interested in going to it. In the meantime, look out for a special Shinkansen decorated with the Osaka Expo logo and a whole Japan Airlines plane that's been specially decorated with the Expo's monstrous mascot Myaku Myaku. And finally, there's a new bus route in Kyoto designed specifically for tourists called the Sightseeing Limited Express Bus. Before, tourists would be crowding onto the same buses as locals who were just trying to go about their everyday lives, so this new route only stops at popular tourist attractions. So it's much better for residents and tourists because it takes you directly where you want to go. However, it does only run on weekends and holidays, which is when it's busiest. It's 500 yen for a ticket. You can use cash or your IC card, or it's included in the subway and bus ticket, which is 1,100 yen for a day. So that's it for Japan news this time. We've had summer festivals, a Suica penguin shop, a night train, and lots more. Tell me in the comments what you're most excited about, and I'll see you next time with more Japan videos on Thursday. Bye bye.